Hello everyone. Do you know how does multi-select dialog work? Please check the documentation of the Dialog API. As far as I know, in the whole ERPNext it has been used only to fetch the item of material request into the purchase order. So we will see it with the help of the client script. You may know get item from. So let's create the functionality like that. So we use the get item from to get the sales invoice data and set it into the invoice data. So first we have to create the client script and first set the name get item from, enable the script function. Now we have to add the custom button. And name is sales invoice. Also create the group button like get item from. Now we have to copy the customer field name. For the testing, we have to set the condition like frm.doc.customer. Set the frappe.message print customer selected. Also we have to set the else condition frappe.message print frappe.throw. Please first select the customer. Save the script. Reload the invoice data doc type. Here you can see if customer not selected, then error is coming. Select the customer, again select the button, then message is coming properly. Now comment the message line. We have to copy the multi-select dialog script that is provided in the documentation. So copy it and paste it into the our code. Set the indentation. Now we have to also add the dialog.hide. cur_dialog.hide because it's not available in the documentation. Now we have to set the doc type sales invoice. Remove these. Now we have to check the sales invoice date name. So it's a posting date. Paste the posting date, and also we have to add the customer because we want the filter in the multi dialog. Set the date, posting date. Now set the filter condition like doc.status1. Now we have to add the another console log and check the value. So save the script and reload the invoice data doc type. Select the customer. Open the console log. Oh, again select the customer. Click on sales invoice. So here you can see customer according sales invoice is coming properly. When select the sales invoice, then sales invoice ID is coming properly. Now we have to select the sales invoice item. So here you can see sales invoice item is coming properly. Here you can see the sales invoice ID is coming. Now, okay, we have to first comment the console log, and we have to set the for loop for the section. So sections dot for each function SIID if SIID now we have to use the client script to fetch the data from one doc type to another, which I covered in the previous video. So if you haven't checked, so please check them. So copy the code, paste it in the current script, set the indentation, now we have to modify some script, but I think we have to remove the frm dot sales invoice ID because we already added to remove the line. And again set the format, copy the sales SIID and paste it into the filter. Remove the unnecessary code because we don't need this. It's a sales invoice table name and we have to define the function. Now we have to set the for loop for the sales invoice item. So where SI item are used dot filter children. We already checked the output. If si dot item dot length now we have to check the output, so we have to add the Frappe dot message print item selected and set the else condition, copy the line, paste and set the message like sales invoice selected. Just comment the code. Reload the invoice data doc type. Select the customer. Select the sales invoice. Let's click on the sales invoice. So sales invoice is message is coming. Now we have to select the sales invoice item. So message is coming, item selected. Comment the message line. Now we have to set the for loop SI item for each function SI ITM. If SI ITM, copy and paste, is equal to item, we compare the invoice ID we compare the multi-select dialog sales invoice ID to sales invoice ID, because we only insert the selected ID item. So set the frappe.message print item selected and set the item.name. Save it. Reload the invoice data doc type. Select the customer. Get item from sales invoice. And also we have to select the sales invoice item selected. Here you can see ID is coming properly. Again select the sales invoice item. Here you can see invoice ID number is 10, and we have to check that invoice ID name. Sorry, we have to check the invoice item name. So here you can see BCB, and again we select the same item, so both are same. Whenever we select that invoice item, then only insert into the invoice data table. So we have to set the condition like, but we have to set the method like insert item FRM. We also need the SI item. Also we have to add the SI ID. Function, copy the method name, insert item. Let's commented code. cut the commented code and paste it. Here you can see we already added the invoice data table field name, item code, item name, QTY, unit of measure. I think we don't need the SI underscore item to remove it. Also child table have a invoice item, so we have to add the invoice ID and set the SI ID. Also remove the SI underscore ITM and save the script. Reload the invoice data doctype. Select the customer. Get item from sales invoice. We have to select the sales invoice item. Select the any item. Here you can see item is coming properly with the sales invoice ID, but we have to also set the condition like FRM dot clear table. Copy the sales invoice, data invoice data table name. Yes, we have to first select the customer. Select the sales invoice item. Select the multiple item for the testing. Here you can see selected item is coming properly with the sales invoice ID. So first save it the sales invoice sales data. Now we have to set the sales ID when user select the sales invoice ID, then that sales invoice ID related items populate. So we have to set the method. Let's create the another invoice data. First reload the invoice data. We have to select the first customer. Get item from sales invoice. Select any invoice. Select all invoice. So here you can see all invoice related, all items are coming properly. Let's select the another customer. Select all, get item from. So all sales invoice ID related, all items coming in properly. Select another one for the testing. Here you can see there are 5 items and select the invoice ID. So 5 items is coming properly. Select the sales invoice particular item, also is coming properly. Save it. Thanks for the watching this video.